Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here we are with our final division, the most competitive division in my opinion in the NFC, being the NFC North. Starting off with the Packers, who are 2-7. I don't think they have as much of a shot as the Cleveland Browns to win the division. And the biggest question is, who will their quarterback be for the rest of the year? I mean, they started off Brett Favre for the beginning of the year. 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,125 yards. And then they tested out Aaron Rodgers, who's also thrown 6 picks, but he's only thrown a touchdown for 547 yards. So do they just keep rolling with Aaron Rodgers, hope he improves, hope he can become the next great quarterback for the franchise? Or do they go back with Brett Favre, in which at age 36 he may retire anyways? I'd say also for them, maybe try to focus on getting a running back, either through the draft or free agency. Maybe Pat Shilton out of Wisconsin, keep him in the state of Wisconsin. Best running back in college football. They've got Donald Driver, I'm not sure for how much longer though. They've got Robert Ferguson, Groval Martin, James Jones, David Clowney, they got quite a bit of receivers. Well, the only good one is Donald Driver. They've got Bubba Franks and Donald Lee as tight ends. And they also haven't had an offensive line for most of the year. Although their defense is very good still. Especially with Brady Papinga being left outside linebacker. And they've been doing good, even though they did lose Charles Woodson at the beginning of the year. 2-7 though, I'm not sure if you want to count this year out for them. But I have to say though, you gotta try to find some way to win games if you're Green Bay. Now, let's go over to the city of Chicago to cover the Bears. And the biggest thing for Chicago, maybe your biggest need is to re-sign Rex Grossman, because he's been doing pretty, well, I was going to say he's been doing pretty decent, but 17 picks, 9 touchdowns. Do you really want to re-sign him? He could continue to be a good quarterback, but at $11.8 million in cap, what's your biggest thing, Definitely try to go wide receiver as well in the draft, you lost your starting center for a good bit, so defensively, it's kind of crazy to see who's going to be good for this team other than Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs. They got quite a few guys they need to resign. Nathaniel Vasher, Charles Tillman. It's going to be interesting to see what Chicago might do for the offseason. See what decisions they'll make. Nearly $12 million in cap, and you got Mike Brown, Ruben Brown, Rex Grossman, Charles Tillman. You got some of your star players, Bernard Berrien, Ben Troop. A lot of good players possibly hitting free agency. If not able to sign them, then, gonna be a bad year for you next year. Next team up is the Detroit Lions. And honestly, I think for them, they just need luck to kind of go a bit more on their side, because they've been doing this pretty decent. They're sitting at 4-5 as well, along with Chicago, with absolute legend Dan Campbell having 3 touchdowns on 207 yards. Dan Campbell used to be on Dallas's roster and the Giants roster? Huh. The more you know. I mean, while Roy Williams, he's been doing decent at wide receiver. 533 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mike Furry right behind him's got a touchdown on 19 catches for 171 yards. David Givens has a touchdown off of 156 yards and 13 catches. So there's that. Definitely need to get a better left guard in the draft. Definitely, because Justin Geisinger and Steven Peterman both at 68 overall. Yeah, not the best of protection for your quarterback. I mean, they might have had George Foster playing over there. Or Barry Stokes. Which kind of explains why those two are hurt. You know, cover for the left guard. Defensively, Dwayne White, Kalimba Edwards, Sean Rogers, Corey Redding. I mean, they've got $25 million in cap they can be able to spend. Actually, almost $26 million. And thing is, like, I'm not sure. I mean, their oldest player is probably their kicker. Yeah, Jason Hanson, John Kidna. Yeah, not that many players over the age of 30. So this team can easily get better quickly and become a top team in the NFC North. You know. And the last team is also the last team alphabetically in this game. The Minnesota Vikings. Their biggest need, I easily say, is quarterback. I mean, you've trusted Tim Rattay this entire season. 12 touchdowns, 8 picks, nearly 1,500 yards. Interesting that he's been able to put up those yards. But, you know, maybe also wide receiver. I mean, Sidney Rice has been doing pretty decent as a rookie. 4 touchdowns on 413 yards, 33 receptions. And, you know, Jim Clysesser, he's got 3 touchdowns on 25 catches for 179 yards. Great offensive line, except for maybe right tackle, but he can improve. Defense is solid. You know, they look like the best team to possibly win the North. I mean, they're at 5-4 right now, so it's not that much out of the question. And kind of like Detroit, they don't have many players over the age of 30, so they have less cap space than Detroit at $15 million. And looking at the roster, they do have a lot of quite a few people that only have 1 year left on their deals. So, excuse me on that one. So, there's that. And that's it for every single division team needs for this season. I will see you all next time when I fully cover week number 11's preview.